I thought our guys played with a good aggression tonight. Going to have to play better Tuesday.
Hi, Brad. Rich Thompson, Boston Herald. Just how much did Al pack into those 25 minutes tonight?
Yeah, it was really good. Both ends of the floor. He covered for us a lot defensively. He did a great job when he switched. He did a great job when he was in help. And, he's our rock. He's the guy we really, really lean on.
Hey, Brad, over on your right.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, Brad. They'd sliced that lead down to, I think, 14 going into the fourth quarter. It looked like they had something going. You guys jumped on them early in that fourth, got to a 7-0 run. What do you say to that crew? I mean, I think that was like Smart and a bunch of those guys, not Horford. That's a defensive-minded crew. What was the message to them going in there?
Well, Horford or Baines were going to start that quarter depending on who they had on the floor. So, we all know that these leads ebb and flow a little bit, and they're going to have runs. We're going to have runs. So just stay the course, do what we need to do, play the way that we play best. The Morris rebound and dunk to start the fourth was a good way to set the tone for the quarter. And, again, I think having the poise to say they're going to make some runs, they're going to make some plays, just focus on the next one is going to be important the rest of the way. It's something that I think we didn't play as well with last year. And hopefully we can play a little bit better when they do go on their runs.
Margaret, please state your name and affiliation, please, before asking questions. Thank you.
Steve Ashburner, NBA.com. Conventional wisdom says you don't poke the bear. Marcus was pretty frank with his comments coming into this game in terms of what he planned to do. How did you feel about that?
I mean, I don't even worry about. I don't pay attention to any of that stuff. I just pay attention to what happens on the court. We've got a lot of room to improve from tonight. I thought we missed some opportunities to close out the shooters. I thought some of our doubles were bad. And I thought offensively we got stagnant in their third quarter run. And I think we're very alert to the fact that we'll get a heavyweight punch on Tuesday night. And, it's another great challenge and another great opportunity to experience something for this team.
Hey, Brad. Chris Mannix with Yahoo. Marcus Morris picked up those two early fouls in the game. You left him in, and he wound up being effective throughout. How tough a decision was it for you in that moment to leave him in the game? And do you have a general philosophy when guys pick up early fouls about when to pull and when not?
I think 99% of the time I err on the side of not taking them out. I remember as a player, which I wasn't very good, but the rhythm that it breaks if you take a guy out in the first 3 minutes of a game. And if he fouls out in the first quarter, then somebody else has to play. That's the way it goes.
Mark Murphy, Boston Herald. Brad, Tristan Thompson, over the last few series you guys have faced them, have really hurt you guys on the glass. How much does Aaron Baines coming off the bench?
Well, he hurt us on the glass tonight a little bit, too. I think he got at least 2 tip-ins that I can remember, one in transition, one off a roll. Yeah, he's a tough player to guard, especially with how much you're paying attention to all the shooters around and LeBron driving the ball. Like, he's a great fit for that team, and you just have to make it as hard as possible. I mean, Baines has kind of been our anchor down there all year anyways, but I thought he did as good of a job as you can, but Tristan's hard to guard.
Jared Weiss, The Athletic. You've mentioned a few things that you want to improve on for Game 2. How do you balance in your message to the team of praising them for all the things that went really well today and everything they accomplished while not trying to be overbearing on focusing on those small things?
Just go play by play. We did it right, we did it wrong. I mean, keep it easy. It's black and white, right? You either did it right, did your job well, or we got to be better. And it has and whether you did your job well or didn't on that particular play has no bearing on Tuesday night. It's a whole new game. You got to do it again.
Bob Schron, The Citizen. Just following up on Murph's 2 things about Tristan Thompson. Did you expect to have him play the role he did, and also Rodney Hood? He gave them a lot of.
I thought Tristan come off the bench in the Indiana series, and when they started him in Game 7, and kind of went back to their lineup that they had done so well with over the course of time, and then his play in the Toronto series was tremendous. He's tough. I mean, he's a good player, and I thought Rodney Hood was very good. He can come off those screens. Ty does a great job of running little wrinkles for him. They'll run dribble handoff to his left hand. Today they ran a little flare screen when the ball was in the post and then handed it back to Rodney for a shot, and he made tough shots. He's a good player. You don't average 17 in this league without being a good player. He's a good player.
Coach, straight ahead, Adeshina Koike, a lot of sports talk. You mentioned the, lack of poise that your team showed last year when Cleveland was making those runs. How much of an emphasis did you put in terms of making sure that your team had that poise this year, and what was the biggest difference in?
Well, we had our moments where we really played well with poise. I mean, we were down 16 in the game we won at Cleveland, but the couple of games here didn't go our way, and I thought we just weren't able to make it more interesting. And so I think that being able to respond to the next run is really important. The guys that are back, I think, echoing that all the way through. And, now the challenge is even greater Tuesday night.
Brad, Jack McCluskey from The Ringer. How important were Al's contributions to that early run to setting the tone on both sides tonight?
Al's important to everything we do, every minute of every day, whether it's the walkthrough before, the meeting before, yesterday's practice, yesterday's film session. Like, he just, again, he's kind of our stabilizer and the guy that we all look to, and we take great comfort in that he's on our team. Like, he's been great all year like that, and especially in the beginning of the game, I thought we all played well, but I thought Al was certainly very good.
Final question, Gary.
Brad, Gary Washington, Boston Globe. Going back to Marcus Morris, you have seemed to have a lot of confidence at him throughout the year. What brought that confidence on? He was new to this team. You knew some about him, but what has brought that confidence that you'll let him play with 3 fouls, you'll let him trash talk or say what he wants to say to us? I mean, what brings that on?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that he's been in the league a long time, and he's done a lot of good things. He's been a good player for a long time. He was very hard for us to play against at Detroit, and we had high expectations for him come into the year, and he certainly has met those and continues to play great. Thanks.
You got me doing gymnastics. Sherry, hi, John. Hi, John. You're welcome. Sorry. This pole's a killer, too, but it's all right.
Just coming in late, Orford and Morris for us, LeBron for the Cavs. Don't know the batting order yet. That's who's coming down for clear.
Adjustment.
Yeah. So he's like, hey, then he fouled 2 seconds later.
Excuse me. Nice to see you. How you doing? How's your daughter? She's okay? How's she leaving?
Must be nice to her. Must be nice to her.
Court stenographer type? Not, we're not court, but. Will be official. It's awesome. Scott, you know what? Today, fine, but Tuesday, now with an 8:30 start. Like, sweet. I can do stats and stuff. I'll work all day with stats and that. You have to be, they just keep saying, you have to be. I see the 8:30 stats. I'm like, you have to be. You have to be.
Al and Marcus are heading down now. They will be here together.
Bill Doyle, Worcester Telegram. Marcus, LeBron can be intimidating. Why doesn't he intimidate you, and why did you look forward to guarding him?
First of all, I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful mothers out there, including my own, Angel Morris. She's not here, but I just want to say Happy Mother's Day to her. It's a team effort, man. It's not just me. Everybody played their part in guarding him. He's obviously the best player in the game, and you need multiple guys and team to guard him the entire game. And I just think we did a great job of that. You said what?
You did look forward to guarding him. Why?
Because I'm a competitor. You know, he's the best player, and you know, I'm gonna be able to tell my kids this one day. So. You know, it's exciting. I love the challenge, but like I said, man, it's a team effort.
Al, John Schumann, NBA.com. You guys have been a better offensive team in the playoffs than you were in the regular season. Is the ability to focus on a single matchup and sort of know where you're going to have advantages a part of that?
I think that through the regular season, there was so much changes with our group. Guys in and out of the lineup, different injuries, a lot of things like that. Once we been able to settle down and kind of find what fits this group, I feel like that's what's, prompted us being better offensively. And then, but you just got to give credit to Coach because he ends up making adjustments and being able to key in the playoffs, whichever the matchup is, and giving us, those options to go out there and execute on offense.
Al, Rich Thompson, Boston Herald. What sustained that 25-2 run in the first quarter?
I think it was our energy defensively. I felt like we really fed off a lot of our crowd. And then on offense, we were taking good shots. We were really moving the ball and really taking, really good looks. That helped. We were knocking them down.
Al, Valeria Rubino, Viaggio Sport. Un buen comienzo en estas finales de conference. ¿Cómo jugaste y cómo cambió la química de ese equipo en los playoffs?
Sí, me siento... me siento muy contento por la actuación de esta noche. Yo siento que la química, hemos ido formando esa química en el transcurso del año. Tenemos muchos jugadores jóvenes, muchos jugadores que tienen mucha hambre de ganar y estamos aprovechando todas las oportunidades que se nos presentan. Y hoy fue otra oportunidad para salir y hacer el trabajo.
¿Qué tienes que hacer para parar a LeBron James o al menos hacerlo sentir incómodo?
Bueno, yo creo que es muy difícil pararlo completamente, pero seguir conteniéndolo lo mejor posible. Diferentes jugadores van a tener que defenderlo y lo tenemos que hacer en equipo porque él es un muy buen jugador y solo no lo podemos hacer.
Brian Robb, Boston Sports Journal. Marcus, you, during the first couple rounds, had a up and down shooting stretch there. This was, I think, maybe your best scoring night of the postseason. What allowed you to kind of get your rhythm out there tonight?
Just playing in the flow, of the game. Got a lot of open shots, a lot of easy shots. We just did a great job of moving the ball. If you look down, the box scores, we all shot the ball pretty well. We just did a good job of getting in transition, getting stops, and normally once you get stops, offense comes easier.
Marcus, Steve Belpat, Boston Herald. With the way you guys were guarding LeBron, did you sense a change in him as the game went along? Just, you're taking away him first and then his passing lanes. Did he change?
I can't really say. He tried to get everybody, that's what he do every game. He tries to get everybody, involved in the game. I didn't really see too much of a change.
Steve Ashburn, NBA.com. Al, what did it mean, do you think, to the team, particularly younger guys on the team, to have Marcus embrace the challenge of defending LeBron, even if he was going to have help, and even if he wasn't really that successful, it had turned out that way, just that somebody would meet that challenge?
Yeah, I mean, Marcus is one of our leaders, and he's been a presence since the first day he got here. So I think that, taking on this challenge is something that, we expect out of him. We have his back out there, and like he said, we're doing it as a unit. It's not all on him, but you do have to, give him credit, for his focus and his commitment for the team.
Al, Mark D'Amico, Celtics.com. Talking to you guys the last couple of days and then now seeing the performance that you put forth today, it just seemed like you guys had so much confidence coming into this series. How different did it feel as a team coming into this Game 1 as opposed to last year coming into Game 1 against that Cavs team that wound up going to the finals?
I normally don't like comparing, teams, but, last year we came off of a grueling 7-game series against Washington. 1 day rest. We had to play Cleveland. You give them credit. They were the better team. This year we were able to close the series out with Philadelphia, have a couple days. I feel like the coaches came out with a great game plan for our group. And, we just bought in and did what we were supposed to do.
Marcus, over here on your right. Paul Flannery, SB Nation. Jalen and Jason, we've been watching these guys all year, but can you speak to them at their young age being able to perform like this on this kind of stage?
Our young guys are special, man. They've been showing it all year. Me and Al, I know for sure that we don't expect anything less. I know you guys, consider them as young players, which they are, but, their mentality and the way they carry themselves is basically like veterans in this league. They, like I said, they've been doing it all year, so we're not really surprised at whatever they do.
Al, Mike Petralia, CLNS Media. Brad mentioned the poise that you guys have shown so far, and at least in this particular game, as opposed to last year against the Cavaliers. That fourth quarter, as it began, what's the message in the huddle, and how did you guys show your poise in that first minute?
I think the guys that started the fourth there, were just great. They came out really focused on the defensive end. We got some stops. We turned the defense into offense. Just ran our offense well, and they really, I feel like, opened the game up at that point, and they just kept attacking. Guys just kept playing the right way, and that's all it was. We've at times this year we've struggled early in the fourth, with the leads and things like that. But I felt like the focus level was just really good, and guys were able to hold the lead.
Final question.
Candace Buckner, Washington Post. Marcus, for you, before the game, game ops ran this cool video, all these talking heads naysaying the Celtics after this injury or that injury, got the crowd fired up. But amongst the locker room, for you guys, outside doubt, has that been something that has fueled you?
I would say, it has. It gave, other guys opportunity to step up. It's very unfortunate that, we had those injuries, but no one's going to feel sorry for us at the end of the day. So we have to, take our approach of, next guy up, and that's what we've been doing all season. Our confidence level is very high. Younger guys to the older guys, we think we compete and play with anybody. At the end of the day, all the talking is done off the court. Once we step between them lines, we have to compete no matter who we got out there, and that's what we've been doing.
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you, Al.
LeBron, Bill Doyle, Worcester Telegram. What did you think of the job? I know he had a lot of help that Marcus Morris did guarding you.
I think they had a great game plan in game one, and he was the start of it. He was my matchup, and I think they did a great job of communicating throughout the whole game. Knowing where I was, knowing where our teammates was, and Brad and the coaching staff did a great job in game one, and you commend that, and we have an opportunity to look at a lot of film tomorrow. See ways they was making us uncomfortable, making myself, off balance, and not have a rhythm all game. So we'd be much better in game 2.
Joseph Pavone, WEEI, CLNS Media. LeBron, what did you see differently, right over here? What did you see differently from the Celtics defensively that you maybe didn't see against the Pacers or the first round matchup, or the Raptors?
No, I've seen every coverage pretty much. And for me, game 1 has always been a fill-out game for me. If you ever followed my history, so I got a good sense of the way they played me today, and and how I play going into game 2.
Ken Berger from Bleacher Report here in the middle, LeBron. Speaking of history, this building has been the scene of some of your greatest playoff accomplishments and some disappointments along the way, too. Those Celtics teams were built much differently, though. Veteran teams, Hall of Famers. How is this challenge different for you, and how are you different now than you were back then?
Every year is a different challenge. No matter if you're going against the previous Celtics team to the present. They've always been well coached. They've always had multiple guys on the floor that can do multiple things, and they've always had two-way players. So that challenge has never it's not like it's been different. It's always been that same challenge. And, for me as an individual, I just try to continue to get better every year to put myself in a position where I can be successful.
Front row, Dave.
David McMenamin, ESPN. LeBron, you guys started off 0 for 14 from 3. When you're having a game like that, do you think that you and your teammates can feel the misses going into the next shot? And what do you feel about three-point shots moving forward in this series for you guys as a team?
Well, three-pointers, shots is a part of our DNA. That's who makes us, the best team that we can be. I think even early on with the shots that we had some wide-open looks that just didn't go. I think in the first quarter, JR and Kev, G Hill, they had some great looks. They just didn't go, and we're okay with that. We're absolutely okay with that, and we're going to take those same looks going into game 2 if the opportunity presents itself.
Right side, Steve.
LeBron, Steve Belpat, Boston Herald. They had guys they were putting on you initially in any given possession, but you seem to be able to get the switch to a different guy pretty quickly off that. Do you think you exploited that switch enough to get getting the secondary guy on you?
Well, like I said, I'm getting an opportunity to break down the film tonight and tomorrow and see ways we can be better with, offensively to have us in much more of a better rhythm.
Joe
Vardon, Cleveland.com. LeBron, do you come out of this one thinking the Cavs need to adjust?
Well, you definitely have to adjust. That's what part of a playoff series is about. The team adjusting from game to game and seeing ways you could be better. So, I think that's an obvious question.
But you were talking about how the 3 is part of your DNA. You could change a lineup and go with a much different look. You could have Tristan in the front court, which would change matchups. Did you see enough in one game to want to go in that direction, or do you stay with what got you here?
Well, you're asking a tactical question as far as something I can't control. That would be a Coach Lou question if he's want to change the lineup or not. I think our coaching staff will give us the best game plan to go out and win no matter who's in the starting lineup going to game 2. The three-point shot has been always a big part since we pretty much assembled this team 4 years ago. And I think it's going to be a big part of it throughout this series, as long as we continue to get the ball movement and guys feeling good rhythm.
Left side.
Jack McCloskey from The Ringer. How Al Horford made a couple of plays in that early run for them. How important was that to setting the tone for this game?
No, I think it started from their momentum and what they wanted to do started from the tip ball. Horford tipped it right to Jaylen Brown, and it looked like we had 2 on him, and next he's getting a layup, right off the tip. So that kind of set the tone right there, and we missed some shots. They made some shots. Horford hit a big 3, and also was able to get an and 1 and get Kev his early 2 quick fouls. So, it kind of just started from the beginning.
Jared Weiss, The Athletic. The Celtics defense was more physical and aggressive at the point of attack tonight than they were in the regular season. Was that something that surprised you guys when you were trying to get into your actions in the half court?
What do you mean?
Well, on their switches, they were.
Are you
trying
asking me, or were they more physical, or are you saying?
I'm saying they were. I'm asking, did that affect the way you guys executed your plays in the half court?
Physical basketball is part of the playoffs. That's what you expect. I don't think you can just say that because you're not on the floor. But physical basketball is a part of the postseason. So, it's easy to make a narrative when you win or lose to say, okay, you guys play bad offensively and you lost, and then you win, you're like, oh, you played better. So physical basketball started from game one in the Indiana series when Indiana punched us in the mouth too in game one. And it's been like that throughout.
Front right.
Bob Schron, the Citizen. LeBron, you guys were off practically a week. Did you feel that you might have lost some of your rhythm as a result, and was it kind of loose at the beginning of the game for you guys? Thank you.
No, I don't think so. I thought offensively we got to where we wanted to get to, but they also, shut off a few things that we wanted to, do as well. But I don't think it was a rhythm thing. I think we had some really good looks. We've been off before in previous years where we had, weeks and weeks and a half, week and a half. So that has nothing to do with it. At the end of the day, you play the game when the schedule comes out and you get ready to go.
Go with our last two, Marla up front and then Steve.
Marla Ridenour, Akron Beacon Journal. When the start of the fourth, I think they cut it to 14. Do you have any idea what, I think they scored 7 quick ones. Anything, what happened there?
What happened? We ran them, the first possession, we ran them down all the way to 2 on the shot clock. Marcus Morris missed a jump shot, followed it up. They got a dunk. We came back down. We ran a set for Jordan Clarkson, and he came off and missed it. They rebounded it. And we came back on the defensive end, and we got a stop. They took it out on the sideline. Jason Tatum took the ball out, threw it to Marcus Smart in the short corner. He made a 3. We come back down, missed another shot. And then Tatum came down and went 94 feet, did a Euro step, and made a right-hand layup timeout. There you go.
Last question, Steve.
LeBron, Steve Belpat, Boston Herald. Not your first rodeo. Down 1-0. What's your level of concern at this stage?
I have 0 level of concern at this stage. I didn't go to college, so it's not March Madness. You get better throughout the series. You see ways you can get better throughout the series, but I've been down 0-1. I've been down 0-2. I've been down before in the postseason. But for me, there's never no level of concern, no matter how bad I played tonight with 7 turnovers, how inefficient I was shooting the ball. Just as confident going into a series, no matter if it's a 0-0 series or I'm down 0-1. So we have another opportunity to be better as a ball club coming in Tuesday night, and we'll see what happens.
Thanks, Brian.
Yes.